You see creators all the time talking about being a successful streamer. And although that is fantastic, when you go into their streams, they often can't hold a conversation for more than 2 minutes. Nowadays, with the competition being as fierce as it is, and more streamers coming onto live streaming platforms by the day, it really is important to stand out from the crowd. And interactivity seems to be one of those things. So let's work out how to be a more interactive streamer and really grasp the attention of those who come and stop by for the first time. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Streamer Hub. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be talking about how to become a more interactive streamer and better at holding just conversations in general. This is going to be relating to a lot of different things, and I'm going to give some past experiences for me that have truly helped me in the future, and with my interactivity now, to have a constant flow of people talking throughout my whole live stream. I may not be the most successful streamer in the world, but I know how to interact with streamers, how to interact with a chat, and how to get people to want to talk. Not forcing someone to be a part of the stream, but allowing them to make their own choices to become a part of that family. And I'm going to help you do the same. Before we get started, I do stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays. If you do want to come and stop by, I would love to chat with you. And it's also the same on Twitter if you do want to chat when I'm offline. If you are wanting to listen to a podcast, I have started the Power of Positivity podcast that is on Spotify, Apple and Google, where you can find the links in the description. A new episode comes out every single Wednesday if you do want to go and check that out. So, why is interactivity so important nowadays? Why does that have to be a deciding factor? Let's look at it in two different scenarios. You've got one streamer who interacts with his chat as much as they can. They try to talk to them, bring people into the conversations, and build a community who supports them in all that they do. You then have another who isn't really that entertaining, doesn't interact with chat, and plays the game to an alright standard. I know right away who I would want to be a part of and what stream I would love to be a part of, and I think you would too. Interactivity seems to be becoming more and more important, and as the competition rises and as more streamers come on live streaming platforms, it seems to be something that a lot of people lack. I understand that confidence has to be built up over a period of time. For me, I was not as confident as I am now 6 months ago, and that's fine. But starting today is going to make a whole change in the next few months if you do want to become a better streamer. There seems to be this stigma that there's a self-entitlement for viewers. If you're creating content that you believe is good, you believe you deserve the viewers and treat them as such, just viewers. You don't realize that these are actually people wanting to see you succeed and wanting to see your growth as a human being, not as just numbers on a screen. And no streamer should ever feel like they deserve viewers. Nobody owes you anything, especially in the content creation world. And a lot of people need to start understanding that. Now, this isn't to say that being incredibly interactive is the key to success. Once you start to be more interactive, you will succeed instantly. Because it's just not how it works. It takes time, it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a strong work ethic to even see slightly what you're trying to build, slightly what you're trying to see in the success in those fields. Because your dream often takes a lot longer than just a normal 9-to-5 job that you get. Again, the journey's different for everyone. Remember that. Everyone has a different journey. Every streamer has a different path to take. Some choose the competitive side, and that means interactivity kind of gets left behind because they are focusing on the game, and that is completely understandable. That is fine. But for me, when I'm trying to go into streams, I like to watch an entertainer, somebody who wants to get to know the chat and doesn't just treat them like they mean nothing to them, like they are only a number added to their viewership. So then, how do we become more interactive? Well, that is open-ended questions, and we talked about that last week on our other video, which you can check out. If you are enjoying the content and you do want to see more, why not think about hitting that subscribe button and also turn on notifications to know when I next post a YouTube video. All the support recently has been incredible, and I seriously appreciate anyone who takes the time to watch these videos. I don't know if I like this angle more. We're gonna move back. So, open-ended questions are probably a lot harder than you think they are. They are something that you can build over time, and yes, you do become better over time with them, But if you know some key tips in order to bring more open-ended questions to your stream, you can start seeing a lot more interactivity. You often have the people who are further down the directory saying that if I have no one to chat, then I cannot bring any engagement to the stream. And that is completely wrong, because for the first 3 months of me streaming, I was saying open-ended questions repeatedly for 4 hours at a time, with no one responding. Now yes, I had no engagement at the time, but that didn't stop me from trying to prepare myself for the future, which is what I did. So I actually had a notebook where I would write down open-ended questions, and throughout the stream, if I forgot about what to say, or the chat was quieter at the time, I would look down at the notebook, see an open-ended question I had written down, and speak it to the chat. 9 times out of 10, nobody responded. Not one person responded for the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because nobody came in.
What a loser.
But that didn't stop me, because I was doing what I loved. As a streamer, you have to learn how to become more interactive. You have to learn how to build that interactivity up and start pushing yourself further to make those conversations. And that's where the open-ended questions comes in. So then let me ask you, what makes you talk in a stream? And if you haven't answered that, let me know in the comments. What is it that makes you want to talk in a stream? For me, it's when I feel welcomed. It's when I feel like I actually belong without even chatting. I can interact in my own free will, not feeling pressured to interact by someone calling out their lurkers or calling out people who are not talking in their chat, but someone who just offers conversation to be there if you want. This is what has helped me and so many other streamers become more interactive as a whole and truly bring chat interactivity to the stream. If people are getting angry at you for not chatting, I am going to leave quicker than I could be every single one of you at Wii Sports Tennis. And that's really quick. So what you have to do is then offer open-ended questions for all the chat to listen into. What I personally do is ask a question and then ask the chat fully. So here's an example. So what's everyone's last movie that you went to see? Chat, what was the last movie you went to see in the cinema? Now, I didn't do anything to pressure anyone to speak. I merely asked an open-ended question for those to respond if they wanted to do so. I asked what the last movie was in the stream, and after that, I could then go on to talk about what the last movie I seen, if I liked the movie or not, what I would want to go and see in the future, and that can lead to the snowball effect of people talking and wanting to talk over and over again. This is what brings interactivity, and although the chat can offer that interactivity, asking you questions, at the end of the day, you are the streamer, you are the entertainer, so should be bringing that interactivity to the stream. I think there's always a nice balance you can get with the streamer talking and the chat talking with bringing in the conversations, but as you become better at open-ended questions, you then start to lead to more topics with those answers to the questions and can allow you to talk for hours on end with ease. Being an interactive streamer takes quite a while. It will take you a while to finally realise what interactivity means, and that pressuring people into talking is just not the way to go. We are not owed anything, and in content creation it is really hard to stand out from the crowd, but I don't actually find many streamers who are able to hold conversations for more than 2 minutes with me. If you are able to do that, you are already standing out from hundreds of thousands of people who are unable to just ask a simple question that brings a lot more interactivity into your stream. Stop having conversations with people and closing the conversation right away, asking how their day was fine, I'm doing good as well, end of conversation, because that is going to get you nowhere. Find out what the secret is to open-ended questions. Start using a notebook during your stream to write them down and have those so that you can say repeatedly, even if no one's talking. This is going to be a long journey. Streaming is a long journey. Success isn't going to happen overnight. And if you look at people who are successful, you will say they've been creating content since 2011 or even before that. Consistent, good content is what is going to make you stand out. And interactivity is just one part of that. Let me know in the comments what other videos you would like to see about streaming or relating to content creation as a whole, as I would love to make them and give my viewpoint on them to help you in any way that I possibly can. If you are looking for all of this in a sort of writing format, I do have a website fully dedicated to helping you become a better content creator as a whole. We talk about the whole streaming journey from starting to growing your brand eventually, and it has already helped a lot of people, and I've been getting lovely messages telling me all the success they are now seeing through using the website. The links are down in the description, you can go and check them out right after this video. Check out the videos beside me if you want to learn how to become a better content creator as a whole, and thank you again to all the Patreons who are helping me create the best content that I possibly can. I hope you have a fantastic day. Well, let me I don't even know. English only if that's alright. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. You just wrote how's it going upside down and I thought it was a different language.